This is Neil Schneider for MTBS-TV at SIGGRAPH 2014. To my immediate left is Jeff Ovadia from Vicon. Welcome to the program, Jeff.
Hi.
So tell us about Vicon. You're recently celebrating your 30th anniversary. What is Vicon in the business of doing?
We are a motion capture company. We provide hardware and software solutions for the major entertainment, engineering, and life science spaces. And we specialize in highly accurate total solutions for motion capture.
Can you give examples of where we find your technology?
Sure. So especially in the entertainment space, we're pretty well known for being in video games, film, and media. For example, we have one of our customers here doing a major presentation. We have Framestore. They worked on Gravity and won the Oscar for it. We also have customers at Sony, EA, Industrial Light and Magic, as well as small independent developers such as Phosphor Games and others around the world.
So for those who aren't familiar, what's the end result of your technology? So can you give a practical example of how someone would use your technology?
Sure. In a very basic sense, we are a high-fidelity tracking system. So we have cameras set up on perimeter that track reflective markers and very accurately, down to a sub-millimeter level, stream that information out either in real time or for post-processing, depending on the solution, into Motion Builder or straight into a game engine now through Pegasus, our latest product. And then you can utilize that information to animate a human or non-humans or objects or robots into whatever medium you'd like.
So you actually have a number of new products that you're showing this year. Tell us about Pegasus. What does that do?
So Pegasus is pretty special. Powered by iKinema, one of our partners, Pegasus is a real-time retargeting tool for Vicon software into game engines, as well as other high-end engines such as Dassault's Delmia or Siemens Jack. And to be a little bit more specific about when I say retargeter, normally people stream their Vicon data straight into Motion Builder, but they can't really get into other packages that can take advantage of high-end effects, lighting, background, complex textures such as Unreal 4. But now utilizing Pegasus, it's a very simple process to get all of your data straight into a game engine.
So, if I'm hearing things correctly, let's say you have your source data. Mm-hmm. So let's say we're in a room, you're doing motion capture, there's Vicon cameras, you've got reflectors. In this case, you've got it on an Oculus Rift, but I take it would work on bodysuits, all kinds of stuff.
Exactly.
And once you have this data, how do you get that data into the game or into the product?
So utilizing our Blade 3 software, you'd calibrate the system, you'd calibrate the actor, very simple push-button process, and then once everything is ready to stream, you are connected in real time to your game engine through Pegasus. So all of the motions that you'd see from your actor can be retargeted onto any character inside the game engine, whether that's a T-Rex or somebody in a military uniform, whatever it might be.
So if Pegasus didn't exist, how would a game developer handle the Vicon content?
Well, up until now, that's exactly how it was. They'd dedicate a development team, probably, to making some sort of a plugin to do the handshake between Vicon and whatever the game engine is. Sometimes it takes numerous interns, developers, everybody dedicating time and money to being able to come up with a process. But now, Pegasus is an out-of-the-box solution to retarget directly from Blade into the game engine.
So really, what I'm hearing is that originally you had all this raw data, but it was up to the developer to invent a way to get that data into their games.
Essentially, yeah. We tried to provide open-ended solutions for everybody, right? But we can't necessarily be a jack of all trades. Sometimes you need to be able to go into your own proprietary game engine or some unique package that we might not have worked with. But based on the immense amount of feedback we've gotten from our customers and being an industry standard in motion capture, we decided we were going to come up with an end-to-end solution for everybody.
So this could actually, for a game developer, this could be a big money saver. Instead of having to devote development resources, they have this out-of-the-box Vicon utility that will get that content into their game directly. Am I right?
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. The objective is saving people time and money and giving them access to the thing that they want most, and that's data from a Vicon system straight into a game engine.
Now, you mentioned Blade 3. What is the Blade product line? What does that do?
So in SIGGRAPH 2012, we announced Blade 2, which was groundbreaking, real-time for the motion capture industry. One of the biggest problems in motion capture is everybody says, well, what happens when you cover markers? Blade 2 solved that. Based on feedback from the industry, Blade 3 has built off of the success of Blade 2 and now incorporates Python scripting, embedded video, new algorithms for real-time, and is the all-around end-to-end solution for the entertainment space.
So when you're talking about covering markers, it doesn't sound like that big a problem, and I know it is. So maybe you could elaborate as to what that means. Can you talk about some motions, things people would do that would be problematic that are no longer an issue?
Sure. So it's known in general that line-of-sight motion capture systems that are looking for fiducials, markers, LEDs, whatever it might be, you need to maintain line-of-sight to maintain tracking. But thanks to our intelligent development team, you can now, if you're utilizing a Blade Vicon system, you can roll around on the floor, you can get down into a crouch, you completely self-occlude yourself, and it will not break your real-time tracking. And we've demonstrated it countless times over, and that's how we've won quite a few customers. Yeah.
That's very exciting, because I know in the virtual reality space, more on the consumer end, one of the big concerns is you can't see your hands.
Right.
And if you were to cover one hand with the other, it would cause problems, because how does the computer know what your hands are doing, that type of thing. Right. So I take it this is a similar scenario where it's extrapolating where things really are, and you're not losing that image capture, or motion capture, I should say.
Exactly. Maintaining the fidelity that people would expect if they're either immersed in a world or creating a game or movie is one of the major focuses that we have, while not actually losing the accuracy as well as the detail that you'd expect from a motion capture system.
Now, Blade 3 and Pegasus, I know, of course, Vicon has its own line of cameras and means of motion capture. Is it limited to strictly Vicon equipment, or will it work with other solutions as well?
So to a certain extent, yes. You have to have a Vicon system to be able to utilize Blade 3 for capture, but not for post-processing. You can take any motion capture data and post-process it in Blade 3 and utilize our algorithms for your data.
Okay, wonderful. Now, a big part of our audience are independent game developers, people that are starting to build their VR environments. Does Vicon have product lines that are applicable to smaller studios?
Definitely. We have multiple solutions that range from cost-effective, economical, and versatile to very high-end solutions for larger studios that need to be outfitted with hundreds of cameras to be able to capture an entire football team.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Neil.
This is Neil Schneider for MTBS-TV at SIGGRAPH 2014. Thank you for watching.